Victory belongs to the most persevering. Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools. Courage isn't having the strength to go on, it is going on when you don't have strength. The strong man is the one who is able to intercept the communication between the senses and the mind. A soldier will fight long and hard for a bit of colored ribbon. History is the version of past events that people have decided to agree upon. In war, the moral is to the physical as 3 is to 1. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. The battlefield is a scene of constant chaos. The winner will be the one who controls that chaos, both his own and the enemy's. A man will fight harder for his interests than for his rights. The battlefield is a place where the strong survive and the weak perish. A leader is a dealer in hope. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. If you want a thing done well, do it yourself. The world suffers a lot. Not because of the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of good people. Victory is the main goal. Everything else is secondary. A true soldier fights not because he hates what is in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him. The great proof of genius is the ability to have visions, and then make them happen. The general who is prepared to fight a battle will win, even before it begins. A great man is one who is willing to sacrifice everything, even his life, to achieve his goals. Victory is the reward for those who persevere in their pursuit of greatness. The most important thing is not to let anyone tell you that something is impossible. A soldier fights not only for his country, but for his honor and for the love of his people. The best way to predict the future is to create it. There is no such thing as a perfect leader, only a leader who is always striving to improve. He who has not tasted bitter defeat does not know the true meaning of victory. To do great things, you must first make the impossible possible. A general who cannot manage his own men is unfit to command an army. To Napoleon, war was not a mere profession, it was a calling. Fortune favors the bold, but you must also be wise in your decisions. The battle is won not by strength alone, but by willpower. Every battle is won before it is fought. The greatest enemy of progress is not failure, but complacency. We must have the courage to face the unknown, even when the future is uncertain. Success is not the result of luck, but of careful planning and relentless effort. The man who moves mountains begins by carrying away small stones. We must act boldly, decisively, and with great confidence if we are to succeed. In every battle, there is a moment when everything changes. The key to victory lies in recognizing that moment. It is not enough to possess great talent, you must also be willing to work tirelessly to develop it. Leadership is not about being the best, it's about making others better. A true leader must inspire his people to achieve greatness. Success is not about how high you can climb, but about how many people you can bring with you. You must always remember that the will to succeed is more important than the will to fail. In the midst of chaos, a true leader remains calm and makes rational decisions. A soldier who does not have the courage to fight for his country is no soldier at all. If you want to be great, you must be willing to sacrifice everything. The greatest leaders are those who know how to turn adversity into opportunity. It is not the strong who win, it is the determined. The more difficult the victory, the greater the happiness in winning. To conquer is to survive. To win is to thrive. A victory without honor is an empty victory. The power of an army lies not in the size of its forces, but in the will of its people. I would rather be the first man in a village than the second man in Rome. Greatness is not given, it is earned. The spirit of the army is more important than its size. The goal of war is not to annihilate the enemy, but to weaken their will to fight. He who dares not grasp the thorn should never crave the rose. I have seen the people of a nation grow to love their leader in a moment of great need. Victory is always possible for the person who refuses to stop fighting. A country is not built by soldiers alone, it is built by the people who support them. The greatest victories are those that are achieved without bloodshed. You cannot lead from behind, you must lead from the front. It is not the size of the army, but the passion of its leader, that wins battles. One can measure the greatness of a man by the size of his enemies. A man who has no ambition is destined to lead a life of mediocrity. The world does not have time for those who are not willing to put in the effort. The greatest strategy is the one that beats the enemy without a fight. It is not how many battles you win, but how many battles you avoid. A man who knows his limitations is already a step ahead of those who do not. An army marches on its stomach. You must be the change you want to see in the world. There is no substitute for experience. The great art of governing consists in not letting the people know how things are going. The battlefield is a place of great fear, but also great triumph.